everyone and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will be discussing the tragic death of Ashley Wadsworth. I will share a brief overview of the case and explore 5 psychological factors related to the perpetrator. Chelmsford, England, February 1st, 2022. A cold winter morning settles over Tennyson Road, but inside one modest flat, something far darker is taking shape. By day's end, the life of a 19-year-old Canadian woman will be brutally cut short, and 2 families, continents apart, will never be the same. This is the story of Ashley Ann Wadsworth, a young woman searching for love, adventure, and the man whose violence brought her journey to a tragic end. Ashley grew up in Vernon, British Columbia, a warm, tight-knit family. Her parents, Christy and Ken, her sister Haley, step-siblings Crystal and Brandon. Everyone who met her remembered the same things: her kindness, her curiosity, her fearlessness. Honor roll student, skiing on snowy slopes, boating across summer lakes, riding horses with effortless joy. She dreamed of becoming a lawyer, and she was already accepted into Thompson Rivers University. But before university, Ashley wanted one thing above all else: adventure. And she believed she had found it in a young man from England, Jack Seppel. The relationship. Ashley met Jack online years earlier. What started as friendship grew into romance. Despite concerns from friends, despite the distance, Ashley made a choice. In November 2021, she boarded a plane to England, believing the man she had spoken with for so long could be the love of her dreams. Their social media told a story of its own: a young couple smiling, sightseeing in London. But behind the photos, the truth was unraveling. Jack Seppel was controlling, possessive, prone to violent outbursts. He smoked constantly, lived off government benefits, and turned vicious when anything slipped out of his control. Ashley confided in her family and to friends from her church that life inside Jack's flat was becoming unbearable. Plans were made, a flight home booked for February 3rd. Ashley would never reach that flight. The morning of February 1st, neighbors hear screams coming from Jack's flat. At one point, Ashley manages to flee, appearing at a neighbor's door, shaking, terrified. She says Jack has beaten her, that he has harmed her kitten. Later that day, she sends frantic messages to church friends, pleading for help. Then suddenly, she tells them she's fine. The abrupt shift sets off alarm bells. Worried calls go unanswered. When police finally force their way into the flat that afternoon, the horror becomes clear. Ashley's body lies on the bed. She has been strangled and stabbed repeatedly. Jack sits beside her, drenched in blood, FaceTiming his sister, as if the brutality he has just committed is something to show. The investigation. The post-mortem reveals the full extent of the attack: nearly 90 wounds, injuries to Ashley's chest, heart, lungs, liver, and stomach, defensive wounds along her wrist, bruises across her face and body. This was not a loss of control. This was a sustained, violent assault. Investigators soon uncovered Jack's history: 8 prior convictions, restraining orders from past partners, even one from his own mother. Violence wasn't new to him, it was a pattern. Justice. In October 2022, at Chelmsford Crown Court, Jack Seppel is sentenced to life imprisonment. he must serve a minimum of 23 years and 6 months. The judge calls his actions a brutal and cowardly attack. Ashley's family sits in the courtroom, hearing every detail of the violence inflicted on their daughter, their sister, their niece. For them, the sentence brings justice, but no healing. Her legacy. Ashley was 19. She wanted to see the world, study law, live a life built on faith, adventure, and hope. Instead, she became another tragic reminder of how quickly love can turn into control and how danger can hide behind a familiar smile. Her family remembers her as a light, bright, joyful, unforgettable. And though her life was taken, her memory continues to shine in the stories they share and in the lessons her tragedy leaves behind. Now, I will share 5 psychological dimensions of the perpetrator, Jack Sepper. In cases of intimate partner homicide, the warning signs are rarely hidden. They unfold slowly, sometimes over years, revealing a psychological landscape shaped by control, instability, and escalating violence. Investigators often find that men who harm their partners carry long histories of abuse. Former relationships marked by intimidation, manipulation, and aggression become early chapters in a pattern that almost never ends without outside intervention. Experts point to a cluster of traits that commonly appear in these cases. There are antisocial tendencies, a lack of empathy, and a willingness to violate boundaries without remorse. There are narcissistic traits marked by entitlement and explosive rage when their authority is questioned, and sometimes unstable or volatile emotional patterns where the fear of being abandoned triggers unpredictable and dangerous reactions. Beneath it all lies a single driving force: control. True crime investigators know this well. Abuse isn't just about anger, it's about domination. It's about possessing another person and believing their independence is a threat. When a victim tries to leave, that's when the danger spikes. The moment they seek freedom is often the moment violence escalates beyond anything seen before. These tragedies typically follow a familiar rhythm, what psychologists call the cycle of violence. It begins with tension and verbal degradation, followed by sudden, sometimes severe violence, then remorse, apologies, promises to change, before the cycle resets, each time a little darker than the last. Investigators also see the role of attachment and jealousy, pathological jealousy, possessiveness that smothers, a terror of abandonment that can twist into an attempt to control every movement, every conversation, every part of the victim's life. And beneath all of this, risk factors stack up like dominoes: substance misuse, unemployment, access to weapons, and prior criminal behavior. Individually, they raise concern. Together, they create a volatile mix that too often ends in tragedy. In the world of intimate partner homicide, the signs were there long before the final act. And understanding those signs is key to preventing the next victim from becoming another name in a case file. Do you think the punishment fits the crime? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. And as always, take care of your emotional and mental well-being. See you in the next.